Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. It is one beautiful day outside, so I'm getting my videos done nice and early so I can enjoy a bit of sun in the garden. This week it's another tiny project. I'm really into my tiny projects at the minute. Well, it really depends on what I have to make up. And this week I have these lovely wee lipsils for your handbag, just tiny wee cute amount. And I've made the box to suit it perfectly. It's a top and a bottom, and it just simply slides on. And I've fed the ribbon through so that you can carry it like a wee bag. And if you make your fit really good for your lid, it will stay. It'll not fall off on you. So it's pretty easy to make, and I thought it was really sweet. So I hope you'll enjoy making one yourself. So what you need to make one is, I'm going with Native Navy here. It just goes perfectly with that Countryside in paper, DSP, which is what I'm using at the minute. And you've lots of variety there. You could go with white and this one, or the wee rabbits. It's a lovely, lovely choice there, you know. So I've gone with the one that has a few trees in it, which is this one here. It's really beautiful paper, isn't it? Like, it's so gorgeous. I'm nearly afraid to use it all. It's so nice. So I'll not be using too much anyway, this wee tiny project. You need one piece that measures 4 inches by 3.5, and that is for the bottom of your box. The smaller piece is for your top, and it measures 3 inches by 3.5. And then you need a few wee pieces of DSP. You need 3 at 1 3/8 by 7/8, and then you need 2 wee pieces at 7/8 square. So you have 2 pieces. I cut mine sort of a wee tree sort of on both sides this time. And then just decide where you want to pattern. It's only a strip you're cutting, so decide out of it if there's a particular part of the design that you like when you're cutting it. So easy enough. We'll do our scoring first. I'm just putting my wee board up for convenience sake. So we're going to score on the long side, which is the 4-inch side. We want to score at 1.5 and 2.5. So pretty basic scoring. Spin it round to the short side, and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 2.5 inches. And that's all the scoring for that one. You want to get your one for the lid, and usually we'll butt it right up, but because it's a lid, we're going to pull it slightly out. Just a wee tiny bit. You probably won't see it from there, but leave yourself like a nail gap, just no further than that, just a wee gap before you do your scoring. Just slide it out slightly, and then we're going to score it on 1 inch on all the sides. So 1 inch, spin it round and slide it out again. Just try and get that image in your head for each slide, so that you're keeping it fairly regular, you know. And just score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Make sure you're lined up properly so that you get a good straight edge. And that's your scoring done. We want to do a bit of cutting. As this is your bottom, it's basic, you know, you're just doing what you usually would do. We're going to cut up the inches on both sides and slot them in a wee bit. So just cut up to this mark here. Take a wee bit off. And just do that on all 4 sides. Well, both sides, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is 4. So again, go straight up your line. Trim it off. And just turn around and do the same here and here. So that's what you should be left with, and we'll just do our scoring now. You could do your scoring before you do this. I'm just awkward Annie doing it this way. So do whatever suits yourself. Do your scoring first and then your cutting, or vice versa. It all works out the same, and it gives you a chance at the stage to make sure that everything is lined up, which is why I like to do it that way. So make sure these are nice and square. So now we want to join this up, and rather than having this and both of these closing up like so and you're left with that clunky bit in there, put the clunky bit in the centre so it's being a good square clean cut base inside and out. So to do that, put your glue there on this wee shorter one, and then you're going to bring this one forward and pull that one up and just make sure that everything's nice and square like so. So you're getting that bad look sandwiched between the two sides. So for this one, add your glue to this. And that gives you a nice clean finish. And then get both of your edges going back in the same direction so that one will be your front and you'll not see the join marks. So again, put your glue on this one first. Which one did we put in? This one first. Oops. So pull that up. Just make sure it's all nice and square. Put your glue on this one. And close it up. So that is your base done. You can pop in your wee, I'm sure you'll find something. If you haven't got those, you'll find something that fits in there. A couple of wee ladybird sweets from last week. So we'll leave that to one side so we can do this one now. So this one is going to be your lid, and this time we're not slapping in. We're cutting the same sides again, but we're not cutting in. We're just going to take a very slight wee piece off. So cut up there carefully. I'm trying to leave the bulk of the mark of your score line to this side, and then we're just going to have a slither off it, just a little slither and no more, just that, nothing, and no, nothing more deeply in than that, because you need this to cover. So again, do that side and a wee slither, just to tidy it more than anything else, so you're just left with that. Same with this side. And so at this stage you can stick these three pieces on if you like. So decide on which one you like. I sort of like the tree here, giving a wee bit of look to that. Put that one there. We're going to turn this one round because that'll be folded down, so you want your design running down properly. So we'll just stick those in place. So that's those stuck in place, and now we want to punch a wee hole in either side of here for your ribbon. So we could do our burnishing if you like. We're going to do the side papers at the very last when the box is made up. So again, make sure you're nice and square. If it's not, get it over there where you want it. Same with this bit. Now, we're going to use the best tray punch. Well, I am anyway. You can actually punch a wee hole. It depends. This gives you a nice flat entrance for your ribbon, so that's why I like it. Plus, it just goes in as far as you need it to go in, which is perfect. You know, thinking about where it should be. Just line it up in the center of your punch. There's a wee guide there to show you. just press and you'll get that nice wee paper cut there. Do the same on the opposite side. So your two sides that are closing this way over the top of your box will have those wee slots in them. Okay. So now we can we'll thread our ribbon through at this stage, I think. And I'm using what is going on there, a bit of ink or something called it. So you only need a wee bit. So start off, keep it on your reel so you don't have to cut it just yet. We're going to thread the ribbon through this hole. So I want something to hold it when it goes through. So I'm putting a wee bit of tape on it just. So thread it through that slit and feed it down so that it's coming no further than the end. It doesn't have to go the whole way down, just enough to hold it. And then you want to do the same at this side. We want a bit to hold it flush to the box. So just up to the top of your box there. A wee bit too far there. And that shall hold that in place. Now if you set this onto your box, close those all in so that you're actually look like you're making your box up, and then you can measure roughly what size of a wee handle you want. So I know I need that to go down to about there, so chop it off. If you're too long you can go back, if you're too short you can't, so bear that in mind. So take that off again. We're going to be threading that through, so we want a wee bit of the tape again. If you haven't got tape on, use double-sided tape. It's just something to hold it in place, and at this stage you can check. We actually should put a wee bit here while we're at it. So you have that one stuck both sides. We're feeding this across into the hole from the top, from the front. Now take a minute and see if you're too long, too short or whatever, and you can adjust it. So I think we could come back a wee bit. Stick that like so. And then stick that down so that you've got this kind of shape. It's probably a wee bit longer, but it's still okay, isn't it? Should really have measured what I used to make it easier, but not everybody will be making the same size box. So at this stage now you can stick on your wee bits of paper that you cut. Use a good strong glue for this because it's going over the ribbon, and you might want to add a wee bit to your ribbon to give it a good hold. So put lots onto your paper so that it really grips your card and doesn't come off. Make sure you have your design going the right way. So because it has a wee bit of bulk with the ribbon, just make sure you give it a good firm press. If you have a paper clip or whatever to hold it while it's drying, that's helpful. So do the same on the other side, a wee bit on your ribbon, just to give it a good grip, and lots on your paper. And again, make sure your designs run the right way. Just keep going back over it again just to make sure. Just with the fabric it takes a wee bit longer for the glue to take. Right, hopefully that'll do us. So we want to be able to fold these two together so this one comes over the top. And that gives it a lovely wee nice finish, really dainty and nice. So decide which is your front. I know this is my front here, and these are my fronts because the line's at the back. So you want to do the same thing here. You want to run that one back, and this one on the inside, and then that one over the top. So we'll put some glue on this one. Now, the reason we do that is to keep everything really neat and tidy. And we can put that over the top in a minute. We're going to do the same for this side. This one is the back, isn't that right? Can't even see my own light. Yeah, that's the front. So we'll have glue on this one and pop it over. Now at this stage, just try it on your box. Make sure that you're happy with the good tight fit. Mine's really tight this time. So that's not going anywhere when I hold it, so that's good. So now you want to put more glue, especially on your ribbon. Along there. And that should sit down nicely. And again, remember that it's bulky ribbon at the back of it, so make sure it gets a good firm hold before you leave it. And we'll go to the other side now. That boho blue ribbon is so pretty. And it's real textured too. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it really is nice ribbon. So again, give it a good press. So hopefully that will hold from it. Just keep checking it while you're doing your stamping. So what we're going to do next is, the stamp set I've used is the alphabet stamp. It came with the wee matching punch. I'm not sure if it's still available now. It's available, yes, but I'm not sure if it's available as a bundle. They're only available for 1 year or something. So anyway, this is the one I'm using with the wee dots. And I'm going to use Night of Navy to match in with the card. And I'm stamping it onto a bit of boho blue. I tried it in the white and it just wasn't nice, so kept it all nice on the boho. So I'll probably put this at a bad angle to punch. So just line your punch up if you have one. If you haven't and you have the stamp set, just cut around it. So now we want to stamp the word hi, which leaves you wide open. You're not saying anything in particular. I give these out more, as you know, as wee gifts on the cards, so I don't really want to be specific, like happy birthday or anything like that, so this suits my needs. So, hi. And that came out of the wee Easter bunny. Remember to check your Easter stamps, Christmas stamps, whatever, because sometimes you get some good stuff in them that you can use year round. So that is that one done. What you want to do now is get a wee bit of, oh, this desk, honestly, a wee bit of dimensionals. Can really talk. And we're not going to stick it to this, we're going to stick it to our box. So we know that that goes down a certain amount. So we want to go to the tail end of that. Try and get in the middle. Peel off your... It's not stuck to the lid, it's just below the lid. You can see it there. Get your hay, and then we're going to stick it so that it's covering the tape alright, but it's also a wee bit. You disappeared on me there. Hope you didn't miss any. Right. Stick that so it's covering your dimensional, but slightly up on your box, and then just press it. Check your sides again, make sure everything's taken. And then just to finish that off, I used some wee gold gems. Where's my doodah? Just to fancy it up, but you mean you don't have to. It's entirely up to yourself. Let's pop one on the centre at either side. It just gives it a wee fancier look. And that is it. So she, thank goodness. So it wasn't too bad, sure it wasn't. So there you go, 2 nice wee boxes. I have 6 of those, I think, in total. They come in a box of 6 different flavours. Again, my daughter gets me these things. I have a box under my desk here, and anytime she has picked up stuff, she'd just pop into the house and throw it in, then off she goes again. She's very good to me. So I love then having a wee play around with all the stuff she buys me. So that is me finished. I hope you enjoyed it. Everything I used will be linked down below. All the measurements will be a link there to my blog with all the measurements and more photographs if you need different looks of it. And I'll catch you all again hopefully next week. Bye.